Yo, what is up guys, MrPantaloons here with Omnia, and it looks like we have the Radiant artifacts permanently added to the game. So let's talk real quick about artifacts. Now there are three ways to obtain artifacts. We have the permanent ones, the Radiant artifacts, which are three colors each, and then we also have the treasure hunts whenever we have lost chapters, and they have three characters on each branch, so you can target those characters if you need them. And then we also have the co-op right here for Kuja this time, and this is where you can grind artifacts for the new character, right? So this is a really good one for the new character, as well as the two other feature characters, in this case Yuna and Setsu. Now the advantage for this one is that you get to pick which character you want, right? So if I wanted to get 100 Yuna artifacts, I could do that, right? I don't need to get lucky or anything. I just gotta pay the tokens and I'm good. You do have to do the co-op, so you gotta play in order to get those tokens. But for the World of Illusions, you can actually play these ones on auto, right? So these are pretty good. Now the one for all characters are more suited for getting fodder or getting a multitude of characters, whereas this one is better for targeting specific characters if they are available. If the character you want is not available, I guess you still have to go for these ones instead. But if we take a look at the SP cost for the nodes here, so we got the 10 SP one, we got 20 SP one, and then the 60 SP one can unlock if we do the 20 or the 10 one enough times. Now let's talk about efficiency a little bit. So the best way to farm artifacts would be to use SP potions and a treasure book, right, to double your drop rates. But if you do that, you need a lot of inventory space and plenty of time to enhance. So if you don't have the upgraded inventory, that might be a little bit of a hassle for you, because you do get around 300 to 350 artifacts in 30 minutes. So that's a lot of artifacts, right? You're gonna fill your inventory pretty quick. Now in terms of the nodes themselves, the 20 SP is actually almost as good as the 60 SP one. Doing the 60 SP one will get you a little bit more, but you do have to use about 6 SP potions for a 30-minute run, whereas if you do the 20 SP one, you would use maybe 1 or 2 SP potions and you will get a good amount of value as well. So if you're running low on SP potions, you might consider doing the 20 SP ones instead of the 60 SP one. The difference is not that big, right? And also whenever you want to spend your SP, if you can do the 20 SP one, it will actually be better than doing the 60 SP one. And the problem is it does take a lot more time, right? Because you gotta do 3 times this 20 SP node for getting rid of 60 SP. So especially if you cap at 200, that's 2 runs of this, whereas if you do this one, you would have to do like 3 times and then 120 SP and you're good to go, provided you actually activate it, right? So if you don't have time to do this, it's probably better just to do the 60 SP one and spend all your SP real quick. If you do have time, you should try and look at the 20 SP one. Now the 10 SP is interesting. So if you have a large batch of characters, so let me show you real quick what I mean. So say I have 300 Yuna artifacts that I want to enhance, right? I want only Yuna. I have 300 artifacts. I can't grind more artifacts, right? I gotta get those 300 Yunas done. So how am I gonna do that? Well, this 10 SP node here is really good, because this one is the most SP efficient. So for 10 SP you get a bunch of little artifacts which are not a lot of XP, but since it's only 10 SP, doing 20 runs of 10 SP is gonna give you a ton of experience, and with that experience I would be able to enhance a lot of those Yuna artifacts, and that would make it more efficient for me if compared to, say, if I would run this one or this one, where I would get 4 stars that I may want to keep, or even if I'd use as XP, it would still be less than if I would do this one a bunch of times. It does get pretty tedious since it's only 10 SP, you gotta do it 20 times, but every now and then when I have time I like to do the 10 SP one, and if not, I can do the 20 SP a couple of times, maybe even the 60 SP if I don't want to spend any time here anymore and I want to play the game, or I want to do something else, right? So those are pretty much the tips for managing your artifacts. Also, another tip is, since the co-op, since you earn tokens in this co-op, you can also get the artifacts from here, and then you can get the fodder from the other ones whenever you want to grind for a specific character. So if I wanted to grind for Kuja, say I have like a bunch of these tokens, I could then grab like 100 Kuja artifacts, then go into the World of Illusion, get some fodder, enhance those 100, then go back into the co-op, so on and so forth, right? So it's a little bit of a effort that you have to put out if you want to be as efficient as possible. You don't really need to do that too often. I advise to not stress on getting the perfect artifacts. Later we will get 5-star artifacts which will give orange passives much easier. So right now just make sure to get some good passives, some decent passives for the characters you use. And let me show you what I mean by that. So I got some characters here that I want to show you. Let me show you my Zidane first. So my Zidane is really stacked in terms of his passive, right? I actually got pretty lucky on him. So as you can see, this passive right here is pretty much the best passive for him, and then also these two are also really good. Now this is a bit excessive. I did get lucky on him, so if you get lucky, obviously there's no problem there. But if you can get something like this, I advise just not to stress too much about it. The best thing to do is try and get 3 of the orange ones. So I have 4 oranges. If you get 3 oranges, then you're good. And then if you also get something good on the side, so as you can see I have max bravery 110 here, attack 36, then you are already so good, right? So if you get something like this one right here, and then you have 2 more similar to this one, you are pretty much good to go. Even if you have this orange here, then you have like a defense or something, and then multiply that by 3, you should still be pretty good in my opinion. So if you get something like that, you are free to move on to a different character. And I can actually show you my, let me show you my Yuna. Where is she? Okay, so on my Yuna, yeah, so I'm going for max bravery and initial bravery on my Yuna. And as I said with Zidane, as you can see, I got 3 oranges, and then on the side I got a little bit more there. This max bravery here, 73, I would like to improve that one, but this is a case of me wanting more max bravery on Yuna. So sometimes it depends on what you want to do with the character, right? In terms of which passives are the best, again, it kind of depends on you, but there are some links that I will provide in the description below that will guide you to some good resources to tell you which passives are good for pretty much all the characters, and you can pick and choose how you like. So that is it, guys, for this video. I guess I could show you my artifacts. I don't know, I kind of already showed you. I was doing Yuna, I actually got Kuja as well, Setzer. Yeah, so another thing is you want to do your main characters, and then honestly I suggest try and get passives for the other characters as well, because you never know when you will get weapons for them, since the draws are not guaranteed to give you what you want. You may get some weapons for the characters that you were not planning on using them, and maybe then you can try them out and maybe they will impress you. So if you have some passives for them beforehand, that might help you out. So that is it, guys, for this video. Let me know what you think, and I shall see you in the next one. Get your artifacts, get those passives, and get it done. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Have a good one and take care.